any idea where my speaker is supposed to sit? Here in the middle? Maybe? Ed, this is Al Greiman. This is Ed. He's our provost. I think they could sit right here, right? For the speaker? So, this is Al. Hi, I'm Martha. Nice to meet you. Sit up there. That's okay.
My favorite. You can pick them right up. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back to join the session. It's very fancy. So I'll see you in a bit.
I was reading the world script before. So I was wondering what Bob wasn't saying the right words. No, I had to I was reading the wrong one. No, up there I was finding that things weren't working.
Hi, I'm Nancy.
Yes. I think they had a certain way they wanted that they submitted it laid out. The city kicked it back and said, no, you can't have that many. Just because like that small railroad, very bigger in here, smaller. So you take the path here like this. Over here, you get three that small. I do. And
Oh, you might have to watch it. Oh, I don't know if it's.
separately. Deanna, and then Deanna will sit right next to you. Am I right next to Deanna? Yes. Okay. And Deanna will sit on the edge. Got it. And then yes. For that lead, please. Yeah. And then in case you see the group walking in that head, right there would be down this way. Let's stop right here. Right there. When you get ready to leave your same spot. Oh, okay. But if your group looks a little lost, because they're coming down the aisle. Oh, yeah. So then build your head. Behind.
Good evening. Hello, I am Dr. Robert White, Dean of the College of Biosciences here at Kansas City University. Welcome to our ceremony to celebrate our new class of doctoral students in clinical psychology, or PsyD students, as well as those who will be granted a Master of Arts degree, having completed their first 2 years of study. Members of our new class will be recognized with a traditional pinning ceremony to acknowledge their entry into the professional field of clinical psychology. Our third-year PsyD students will be recognized with a traditional hooding ceremony. Welcome to all of our students, their family, friends, and anyone who is watching on YouTube. It is a tradition to recognize moments like this as students achieve certain milestones in their career development. For members of our incoming class, this ceremony symbolizes your advancement into a doctoral level program focused on training professionals who will make a difference in the clinical practice of psychology. For our third-year students, this ceremony celebrates your hard work and dedication during the past 2 years, your achievement of master's level knowledge and proficiency, and your readiness to more intentionally put that training to work in a clinical setting. Congratulations to all of our students. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of Kansas City University, Dr. Mark Hahn.
Thanks, Dr. White. This is an exciting day, and I can tell our master's graduates are hot because they're fanning themselves with the program. How do you think we feel up here? This getup is kind of hot as well. You know, it's a tradition at graduation that I tend to take a selfie with the graduates. I'm going to ask you all to stand for a second, and we'll wave. All right. All right. So I've got a photographer taking a picture of me taking a selfie. Well, once again, welcome and congratulations to our returning members of the College of Biosciences PsyD class of 2022 and our incoming members of the class of 2024. How about a round of applause? In addition, it's great to see friends and family in attendance for this very special ceremony. You know, this year we're proud to have 14 new students join our clinical psychology program, as well as grant a master's degree to 10 students who have completed 2 years of study. And really, this class was the first class. You're trailblazers, you're pioneers, and you're going to make a difference. And I know you're going to make us proud. How about one more round of applause? You know, the importance of behavioral health care today really can't be overstated. It is estimated that by 2020, mental health and substance use disorders will surpass all physical diseases as a major cause of disability worldwide. Everywhere, everywhere. And you all will make a difference. Accordingly, some projections say that more than 70,000 additional providers will be needed by 2025 to meet the expected growth and demand for behavioral health care. Do you think you 10 are ready to take on that 70,000 need? All right. You know, the need is out there, and I'm very proud of each and every one of you getting ready to address those needs. Kansas City University is proud to have answered this call 2 years ago with this class and the development of a doctoral program in clinical psychology. Really, it's the only PsyD program in the surrounding states of Missouri and Kansas, and KCU's first new academic program in 10 years. It was an important addition to this university and the programs that we offer. And we're also especially proud to have all of you committed to improving access to behavioral health care and to advancing KCU's mission of improving the well-being of the communities that we serve. Whether you're a brand new student or embarking upon your third year, our faculty and staff are dedicated to providing you with a world-class education and helping to ensure your success. I'd like to ask our faculty to stand, and let's give them a round of applause, please. Congratulations once again, and now it's time. I'd like to introduce KCU's Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Research Affairs, Dr. Edward O'Connor, who also has a cooler hat than me. All right, so Dr. O'Connor, come on up.
Thank you, Dr. Hahn. Thank you, Dr. Hahn. Well, first of all, let me extend my welcome to our first year PsyD students. Welcome to Kansas City University. And also extend my congratulations to our third year class. So they're a special class for me because I joined Kansas City University the same year. So I'm starting my third year as they are as well. So it's great to see them here from the beginning, and I look forward to see them when they finish their doctoral degree and move on to great things in this world. It is my pleasure to be part of this evening's ceremony to recognize both our new and third year students in KCU's PsyD program. I'd like to take a few moments to talk about research and its importance to our society, to our mission of improving the well-being of the communities we serve, which Dr. Hahn just referenced a few moments ago. Research, by definition, is the scholarly pursuit of new knowledge, discovery, or creative activity in a given area, with the goal of advancing that area's frontiers or boundaries. This makes research an integral component of all disciplines, including the arts and humanities, business, education, as well as medicine, the sciences, mathematics, engineering, and yes, clinical psychology. Implicit also in this definition are the peer review and dissemination of the advancements gained from such scholarly pursuits that are part and parcel of research. This is what distinguishes research from independent study. Why is this important to you as students? Why is it important to Kansas City University? Well, our third year students know that their research, as they're beginning to build their dissertation and their projects, yeah, I can see them nodding, the next step, right? Just a little bit extra work we're gonna throw in there for you over the next couple of years, right? And for your first year students, begin to think about your scholarly activities, your research pursuits, where they're gonna take you, what kind of question you're gonna come across in your first 2 years with our faculty that's gonna say, I wanna look into that a little more. I wanna figure that out. I wanna make a difference. I wanna improve the well-being of the communities in which I want to serve. So why is it important to KCU? Experience tells us that students crave working with teams and other professionals to achieve greater understanding and to solve problems. Indeed, research is a key element of interdisciplinary training, an increasingly important skill for the future success of all health professionals in our country. And bringing together our different educational disciplines at KCU helps us build a more comprehensive health sciences university to best meet our region's workforce needs. Research brings life to the words on pages in textbooks and may inspire us to take on new endeavors, perhaps allowing us to be the first human to witness an unprecedented result, share new findings, or advance the discoveries that ultimately improve health outcomes. Our university's strong commitment to scientific inquiry also positively impacts the economy in our region. We've seen the effects of output from such well-known research hubs as Silicon Valley and North Carolina's Research Triangle, and increasingly from our growing research corridor right here in Kansas City. It's critical that we build upon our successes by instilling the importance of and the passion for the continued pursuit of research at Kansas City University. Not only to enrich students' experiences today and prepare them for their success in their future careers, but also to encourage lifelong learning and advance knowledge for the betterment of humankind. I would now like to invite to the podium Dr. Sarah Getch, Director of the Health Services Psychology Program. Dr. Getch.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I am so excited to be here tonight. My excitement can probably only be matched by my students who are new and graduating tonight. I'm so happy that you all are here. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce our student guest speaker, Zafina Ahsan. Zafina was born in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and she immigrated to Dallas, Texas with her family when she was only a year old. She graduated from the University of Texas at Arlington, and Zafina is now one of our exemplar students and a student leader amongst her class. And tonight she will be speaking to us. She's going to share some of her insights and her personal philosophy for success. Zafina.
According to research, people fear public speaking more than they fear death. So you may wonder why I decided to take a risk and speak to y'all. There are two things that gave me the courage to stand in front of you today. And the first is sometimes you have to face your fears when you have an important message to share. Secondly, I do not feel alone up here. At first, when I was asked to do this honor, I was thinking, I am a simple and ordinary person. What can I say to inspire others? A universal message for incoming students, graduating students, and the friends and family here today. Then my mentor spoke about why I was chosen, and that is when I knew what I should say. In this day and age, the world is a very cutthroat place. From the very first moment, babies are taught to reach their milestones early on so they can get into the top preschools. It doesn't stop there. We compete with one another for the top spots in school, grades, and careers. Social media does not help either. We see other people's lives and try to compete with them and see who can get the most followers. Sometimes we may lose the sight of other things, or we may not feel so good about ourselves. I know I'm not the only one in the audience that has ever felt this way. I know many others have as well. But here's the secret to just being ordinary. Ordinary people can make extraordinary differences in other people's lives by kindness. Being kind to one another does not take much effort. When I was growing up, I was taught that smiling at another individual is an act of kindness or a charity. Why is that? We are social beings, and a smile is a type of social acknowledgement, saying, hey, that person sees me, I should smile back as well. That person you just smiled at may have been having a bad day. And when they smile back, according to cognitive psychology, the smile, the muscles you create evoke the emotions you feel usually when you are happy and you smile. So you have automatically made that person's day just better with a smile. A smile can have such a big impact on another person. A smile does not cost us, take a lot of time or effort to do. Being kind to one another is a simple task that everyone can achieve. And it is something we need more of in this world. Being kind can have a ripple effect. As future healthcare providers, we are helpers and we have to deal with very difficult situations in our field that will affect our mental health. Suicide rates are higher in our field. We suffer from burnout and feel like we may not have someone to share or depend on. We are all still in the beginning of our career paths. So you might feel the need to compete with your fellow students, and exams will stress you out. So we must depend on our community's kindness when in need. The past year, I have done my practicum at Compass Health, a community mental health center. I want to emphasize the word community. I was fortunate to be a part of a court-ordered substance use group therapy. Seeing this group showed me what humankind is capable of. These individuals had hard upbringings and are still going through a lot, but they welcomed one another, listened to each other, and are there for one another. They wanted to see each other succeed altruistically and provide support whenever each other needed it. I was even welcomed to the group. When I had to terminate, these individuals that learned not to share their emotions told me they would miss me. I did not do much in the group. What they appreciated from me is that I listened to them non-judgmentally and treated them like my equals. This is very helpful in both our work and our personal life. And to emphasize my second reason for my courage to speak today is that I'm not alone up here. I am an accumulation of the family, friends, and mentors that have helped me to reach this point. My community. I was never alone. I had so much support and was shown so much kindness throughout life, and especially at KCU. This helped me blossom. I leaned on my peers for support and collaborative learning. My mentors saw in me things that I did not know I was capable of. The people in your life will do the same for you. Your classmates will be your network of people to help you connect with opportunities. Your mentors will help strengthen your qualities. You have a community here that will help you succeed in your goals. They help encourage you to be your very best. For example, I never would have thought I'd be standing in front of a crowd making a speech. To those incoming students and to my fellow graduates, as we move towards our doctoral degrees, I have a quote that means a lot to me, which I hope will affect you guys as well, by Desmond Tutu. Do your little bit of good where you are. It is those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. And lastly, congratulations to the incoming students and fellow graduates.
Thank you, Zafina. That was wonderful. I have to flip to the next section. One of KCU's strategic goals is to create a culture of inclusion. And as a part of this initiative, KCU strives to recruit, retain, and support students from diverse backgrounds. Within the PsyD program, we are proud to demonstrate this support by awarding the Diversity Scholarship. The Diversity Scholarship is awarded to one new incoming student. Applicants are asked to write an essay describing how they define diversity and how they might promote an inclusive climate on campus and beyond. We ask applicants to take into account that diversity is a broad concept that includes age, disability, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual orientation, national origin, language, culture, religion, race, and socioeconomic status. This year, we had several excellent applicants, and their inspiring essays made it very difficult to determine a recipient. This, of course, was a good problem to have. This year, the PsyD Diversity Scholarship goes to Vivian Gleason. Vivian, will you please stand and be recognized? Vivian, we are so happy to have you here, and we look forward to watching you do great things.
Why don't you come down? We're going to have a picture. Come on. I'll even put on my hat. I also, Safina, it was wonderful, but I did have to tell you, when you get into your 60s, you start fearing death more than public speaking. Dr. White.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Getch, and again, congratulations, Vivian. At this time, we will begin the pinning ceremony for the PsyD class of 2024. 2024, wow. Our new students will receive a pin that represents their membership in both the College of Biosciences and Health Service Psychology. Additionally, students will receive a book entitled The Beginning Psychotherapist's Companion by Jan Willer. Did I pronounce that right? Okay. We hope it will be a great resource for you throughout your graduate studies. Will members of the incoming PsyD class now come to the front of the auditorium and introduce themselves?
My name is Elizabeth Boswell. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and I graduated from Augusta University.
I'm Robert Duncan. I'm from Portsmouth, Ohio, and I graduated from Tiffin University.
I am Jonathan Elam. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I graduated from Middle Tennessee State University.
I'm Adriana Gallegos from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University.
My name is Vivian Gleason. I'm originally from Wichita, Kansas, and I graduated from the University of Missouri, Kansas City.
My name is Taylor Ginden. I'm from Columbia, Missouri, and I graduated from William Woods University.
My name is Sydney Harris. I'm from Springfield, Missouri, and I graduated from Drury University.
Hi, my name is Ryan Lair, and I'm from Indianola, Iowa, and I went to Simpson College.
Hello, my name is Allison Sproles. I am from Sedalia, Missouri, and I graduated from the University of Missouri, Kansas City.
I'm Tyler Staples. I'm from Lenexa, Kansas, and I graduated from the University of Kansas.
Hello, I'm Taylor Studeville. I'm from Lewisburg, Kansas, and also graduated from the University of Kansas.
Hello, my name is Cosette Toole. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I graduated from the University of Minnesota Morris.
My name is Nikhil Vade. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I graduated from University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Hello, my name's Carrie Jo West. I'm from Dacusville, South Carolina, and I graduated from Erskine College.
Well, will all of our new doctoral students in clinical psychology please rise and be recognized one more time? Please be seated. So this concludes our pinning ceremony, and at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Sarah Getch back to the podium to introduce this evening's keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dr. White. Before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge our graduates and what they have meant to our program and to this university. Over the past 2 years, the PsyD faculty have invested heavily in our students. We have invested in them as trainees and as mentees. And as a result, I have had the pleasure of watching these students transform and help KCU move closer to achieving its mission. This year alone, our students logged over 7,500 clinical hours. That's 10 students and 7,500 clinical hours. 1,000 hours were logged of psychological assessment. That's amazing work, amazing. Yes, yes. Our students are making a difference in our community as we speak, and I could not be prouder of each and every one of them. We have been extremely fortunate to be able to rely on our community partners to build fantastic training sites for our students. And early on in the development of this program, our keynote speaker, Mr. Al Greiman, worked to establish a training partnership between KCU and Compass Health Network, where he serves as executive vice president. Compass Health provides comprehensive behavioral health and substance use disorder services in multiple settings in 49 Missouri counties, stretching across the entire state of Missouri. Many of these Compass Health sites, including Royal Oaks Hospital, where Mr. Greiman serves as president and CEO, have become practicum sites for our students, and this allows them to provide the psychological services and obtain the clinical training that they need. Mr. Greiman started his career in behavioral health in 1985 as CFO for a 90-bed facility in central Missouri, and later became CEO and then senior vice president for a large national health care company with 92 hospitals across the United States. In 1992, he formed his own company and started Royal Oaks Hospital, which he owned until 2004. Mr. Greiman has served on a number of advisory boards for academic institutions. Since 2013, he has served as the board chair for the National Psychology Training Consortium, which provides predoctoral internship and postdoctoral residency training for psychology students. I hope all of my students heard that. Internship is coming. Mr. Greiman is also chair of the Psychiatric Services Network of Missouri Hospital Association and also sits on the board. It is clear that Mr. Greiman has dedicated his life's work to the provision of comprehensive health services. And it is his dedication that has, in part, made it possible for our students to have the clinical training experiences that will continue to improve the well-being of the communities that we serve. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Al Greiman.
Well, thank you all. It's great to be here with you this evening. So this past summer when Dr. Getz contacted me and asked me if I would take the speaking gig, she said, I would like for you to pass on some profound wisdom to our students and to our guests. Now, those who know me would know that me passing on any level of wisdom to anybody is quite the challenge. So I think tonight I'm going to take a stab at maybe sharing some wisdom by telling you a story about a little yellow bird named Harvey. Now, Harvey is a yellow warbler. And for you bird people in the room, which I know there's a lot of you, for you bird people in the room, you know that warblers are birds that migrate. So in the summer months, they stay up in around the Great Lakes in southern Canada area. And then in the fall, they migrate down into Mexico and central Missouri. So Harvey's up in the fall with his family. He's up in southern Canada. And his Uncle Herbert walks in the room and says, Harvey, get ready tomorrow because we're going to start our journey south. It's necessary, it's the time of the year, and we need to be heading south. And Harvey looked at his Uncle Herbert and said, but Uncle, it's 75 degrees outside. It's beautiful here, and I want to stay a little bit longer. I don't want to go yet. And Herbert said, no, Harvey, you need to come with us because the weather is going to turn bad very quickly, and we need to be headed south. So the next morning they got up, Harvey overslept, and Herbert come and said, Harvey, come on, let's go. And he said, Uncle Herbert, I want to stay. I want to stay here for another few weeks and enjoy the weather. So his family left him, and that's exactly what he did. So about 3 weeks later, Harvey decides, you know what, it is starting to get colder. It's only warming up to about 50 degrees, so maybe I better start making my way south. So he takes off, and he gets about 200 miles south of the Canadian border, and all of a sudden, unfortunately, he runs into an ice storm. And he's flapping along, and unfortunately, just begins to be covered by ice. And he knows he's in trouble, and he doesn't know what to do. So he keeps going as hard as he can, and it just wasn't working. Finally, he just turns into a lump of ice. and he crashes down into the ground and falls into a barnyard of a bunch of Jersey cows. And he's laying there on the ground thinking, this is it for me. I'm not going to make it anymore. And suddenly, this old Jersey cow named Betsy walks up, looks at him, turns around, and guess what happens? She takes a dump on him. So Harvey's thinking to myself, here I am, my last breath, and this cow just pooped all over me. What is up with this? But lo and behold, a miracle happens. You see, when a cow poops, it comes out pretty warm. And it's covered Harvey, and suddenly the block of ice and the ice just falls off of him. And he realizes that, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to make it. So he's laying there in the poop, and along comes the barnyard cat, Sylvester. And Sylvester takes a look at him and says, geez, friend, what happened to you? You're laying there in a pile of poop. Let me see if I can help you out and take you inside the barn, get you all cleaned up, and we'll have a nice meal. So Harvey says, that sounds great. So that's exactly what happens. Sylvester takes him inside the barn, puts him under the sink of warm water, gets him all cleaned off, pulls him out, puts him under the hairdryer, gets him all fluffed up, and says, Harvey, how do you feel now? And he goes, I feel wonderful. Thank you very much, Sylvester, for helping me out here. So are we going to have a meal? And Sylvester says, yep, we are. And he picks Harvey up and swallows him, chomps him. Now, you guys are probably thinking, why is this crazy dude just told us this story? What sense does this make with wisdom? Well, the thing about it is there are several life lessons in this story that I want to share with you, that some of those can be personalized to me. So as Dr. Getz mentioned, I started out my career in behavioral health many, many years ago when I was in my early 20s. And for me, like an Uncle Herbert, I was very fortunate and very blessed in life to have some great business partners. One of my business partners who I worked at his facility early on basically was a gentleman who, around the time of World War II, dropped out of high school and lied about his age so he could join his buddies fighting on the beaches in France. And when he came back, when the war was over, he returned to St. Louis, not hardly a dime in his pocket, but he started buying some junk cars, pulling them into a lot, and taking parts off these cars and building good cars, and started making car sales. Fast forward over the time, there was a point in his life that he owned 129 new car dealerships across the Midwest. Not only was he in the car business, he was also in the banking business. He was a great entrepreneur. And he started a healthcare facility in which where I started as a CFO. And what I will tell you about this individual, his name is George Pappas. Some of you might know that name because the name's been on car dealerships around the country for quite some time. But what I will tell you about George, again, did not finish his high school diploma, but he was a great leader and very passionate about what he did and passionate about mental health, even though he had never been in the mental health business before. And what I will tell you about George, even though myself, I have degrees in accounting and business administration, and by the way, a minor in psychology, I learned more from him than I did any other individual, and throughout my time spent in college. He was a great mentor to me. My other great business partner is somebody, again, who started with me over 30 years ago and helped me establish different businesses, including Royal Oaks Hospital. And this is a business partner that essentially, at times when there was strong challenges and times when I really hung my head and I'm thinking, boy, I just don't know if I'm going to make it through this week because of some of the problems that we had. That partner came to me and said, Al, just believe in yourself and you can do it. And she always encouraged me. She always made it a point to tell me that if we just stick together, we'll figure out how to do this. And that has held true for 30-some years. She's been a great partner. By the way, she also happens to be my very best friend and my wife, Nancy, who's sitting on the front row with me. The second lesson out of my story is about Betsy the cow, because as you guys are working and move out into your career, into your professions, there's going to be times when you may end up in spots where you're thinking, you know, my boss is a Betsy. That is, you know, I feel a little bit undervalued and underappreciated, and at times I kind of feel like maybe I'm even getting dumped on. But what I'm going to tell you is that's oftentimes what you need to do is step back and look at the bigger picture, because chances are you're not getting dumped on. Really what's happening to you is you're developing your own professional growth and hopefully moving ahead. And then the final lesson to say is about Sylvester the cat, because many of you, as you move through your careers, you're probably going to end up having some Sylvester show up your doorstep, and they're going to say to you, hey, there's an easier way for you to advance your career, make more money, be more successful if you'll just maybe make a few shortcuts. And what I want to tell you is don't ever compromise your ethics and your integrity. And when those Sylvesters show up your door, be cautious about them, because you want to make sure that you're in it for the long run and not for the short term. So, you know, my main message for you guys tonight, and I think Dr. Hahn said this well in talking about behavioral health and the needs for behavioral health services. We're so excited at Compass Health to have our relationship with KCU, and we've had some of you as students at some of our sites, and it's been a great experience, both for us as an organization and hopefully for you individuals as students. And, you know, here's what I would tell you kind of as my parting words. In life, you're going to find that there's basically going to be two words that are going to define you. And those two words are going to be success and significance. Success is something that can be easily measured. A lot of times that's basically by looking at the type of car you're driving, nice sports car, the house that you live in, does it have 4-car garage, children that are in private schools, whatever that may be. Success is obviously measured a lot by your appearance, and when I say appearance, I'm talking about kind of materially things around you. Significance is a little bit harder to measure. Significance is something that you basically, as a person, take on to say, what am I going to do to make my world a better place whenever I decide that it's time for me to give up? And for me, personally, I will tell you, out of those two, significance, I hope, is the most important of those, because I also know that there's going to be a day, most likely, when I'm going to stand in front of my Creator, and quite honestly, He's probably not going to care a lot about my success, although He might, you know, say, hey, good job. But I think when it comes to significance, I'm hopeful that I'm going to hear the words from Him that says, well done, my good and faithful servant. And for you guys, I hope all the success to you as you move through your career. But more importantly, I hope that your career is very significant. Thank you, Dr. Getz, for allowing me to share tonight, and congratulations to you all students. And by the way, I hope I have many opportunities to see you throughout the Compass Health system. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greiman.
And Mr. Greiman, I would also like to say, if you want to see a Harvey, come see what a university president does every day. Yes, I see Betsy and Sylvester daily.
Okay, it is now time for our hooding ceremony to recognize the 10 students who will be granted a Master of Arts in Clinical Psychology. This degree acknowledges the hard work and accomplishment thus far of the class of 2022 toward completion of their doctoral degree. Receipt of the master's degree is a critical milestone in the pursuit of becoming a licensed clinical psychologist. The master's degree signifies that these students have successfully completed 2 years of coursework in our PsyD program, successfully passed the qualifying examination, and are now officially doctoral candidates. At this time, it is my honor to present the candidates for their degrees. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Clinical Psychology please stand? The members of our faculty have evaluated these candidates and endorsed these students as worthy of earning their degree. President Hahn and honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, it is with great pride that I present to you the Kansas City University recipients of the degree Master of Arts in Clinical Psychology.
Thank you, Dr. White. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Kansas City University and by the state of Missouri, I do hereby grant you the degree Master of Arts in Clinical Psychology with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. It says here to please be seated, and perhaps you should be. I'm not sure. You'll be standing in a second, so you can stand if you'd like to. All right, stand. Master's recipients will receive their hoods from Dr. Esperanza Anaya, Dr. Sarah Getch, Dr. Robin Lute, and Dr. Marissa Roffler. They will then receive their diplomas from Dr. Robert White, Dean of the College of Biosciences. Come forth.
Zafina Asan, hooded by Dr. Robin Lute. Kristen Amicone, hooded by Dr. Esperanza Anaya. Damali Barclay Debbie, hooded by Dr. Marissa Roffler. Delaney Barnard, hooded by Dr. Robin Lute. Austin Camblin, hooded by Dr. Robin Lute. Tabitha Campbell, hooded by Dr. Sarah Getch. Stormy Harmeyer, hooded by Dr. Esperanza Anaya. Dakota McNamara, hooded by Dr. Esperanza Anaya. Pamela Payne, hooded by Dr. Marissa Roffler. Hannah Wells, hooded by Dr. Esperanza Anaya.
Once again, a round of applause for our graduates. And for your families who supported you during this time. Dean White.
This concludes our ceremony. Congratulations again to our new students and our master's degree recipients. So thank you very much for coming, and good night, everyone. Thank you.